Hey guys, today we're going to learn how to manage your daily tasks and your long-term projects using this software that's called teamwork.com. So I've been using it for a couple of years now and it's really amazing. So over here in front of you I have a freshly created account. They give a 30-day free trial. So let's just go through a process of setting up uh, a project and how you can manage and set up tasks inside it. So the foundation of this software is that you can manage projects. So let's start by creating a project. So let's say right now you have a project, let's call it, you know, plan your, winter vacation. Okay, so what happened now, once you created the project, it took you inside the project dashboard. So within each project, you have all kinds of um, data that you can store and manage, right? So right now it just shows you an overview, but you have some tabs over here that allow you to see, everything related to this project. So the main thing that you'll be using, that's what I use at least, it's called tasks, and that's where I manage all the to-dos related to this specific project. So let's create one task. So the way it works is there are task lists, and each list has a number of tasks. So let's say, for example, here I want to do research deals. Okay, so that's going to be my first task list. So now you create tasks within this list, right? So maybe I want to check hotwire.com, and over here you can assign a task. There are options here, so I'm gonna select my name, and you can actually put dates. So maybe you can start today and you want to finish by Sunday, so you actually have start and end date over here. Save, and you can keep adding right? So each task that you create, it will continue, and you can set dates for it. Uh, and then the same way, you can of course add additional tasks lists. Or for example, let's say we're gonna create, let's say another one. We're gonna call it book accommodation, right? So here I'm gonna go check, right? Assign it to myself and save. So what happened? You see here, I created two task lists, and each list has tasks. Pretty straightforward so far, right? Now, the beauty of this interface is that you can also create tasks that are recurring. Okay, so for example, maybe for this specific project, it's not relevant to do a recurring project, but what I usually do, let's go back to the dashboard, and your dashboard shows everything that's happening. Maybe if you have more than one project going on, it will actually show all activity that was happening, and then the list of your projects are on the left side over here. Okay, so right now we only have one project. Now I'm going to add another project, and that's something that I've been doing for the past year, is you can create a project to manage yourself, okay, as a person. So I usually have a project called my name Inc, and then I just add it like this, and then I go to tasks, and then I create tasks that I need to do. So for example, for Yechida we have weekly things that I have to do, right? So what I do is I would create a task list called Yechida, and then within it I would do for something like this: log weekly check-ins. Okay, so now I'll assign it to myself, and of course this has to repeat every week. So what I would do is I would put a due date, and because let's say the meeting is on Wednesday, I want to do it by Tuesday. So let's say I'm gonna put it for Tuesday, and then over here there's this little repeats icon, and I can select weekly, right? You can also specify an end date, but in our case we don't need it, and I'm gonna save. So you see log weekly check-ins. Now If you want to edit this task, you can always edit. Just click on the name and it will let you edit it. I like to put notes. You see there's this another tab over here, allows you to put a description. So what I want to do is I want to put some information where I should do this, right? Right, that will speed up my process as well. So now I'm going to save. Now log check-ins, and then you see over here, it will show me where. So I just click and it will take me where I need to go. All right, so that can be very useful. Now this task will automatically appear every week in my to-do list. Now I can add another one. So for example, let's say you assign a fun activity for me or something like that, right? So I'm gonna do for next week, right? So I'm gonna do this, and I know it's for next Wednesday, so let's say I'll schedule it for Monday. All right, so again, this will automatically appear on my to-do list. So that's for tasks. Another useful feature that I use within the project interface is notebooks. So notebooks allow you to save regular text or any kind of descriptions related to this project. So I use this a lot. For example, you can save logins information, or if you want to do some brainstorming, right? You can just type, let's say you call it brainstorm. Something like this, and then you can just, you know, all right, so you save, and now you have this saved over here, right? That notebooks, and then you can keep creating a lot of notebooks, and these are all, of course, related to this specific project. Okay, so that's also very useful. Of course, you can also save files if that's something you need. You can upload files, and there's a lot of space here. Everything related to this project again. Now, a good thing here. So let's say once you set up your, your tasks, your projects. So right now we have 2 projects, right? What I do every day on a daily basis is this software is one of the first things that I open. Why? Because it will show me today's tasks, right? And upcoming tasks. So I know, for example, every day I click here, and then I would know that what I have to do today. You see? So, and it shows that it's due in 4 days. So this way I'll know exactly what's happening for today, what I need to get done. And sometimes when I see that there is still time, I might prioritize this task as to do later, and while something that needs to be done today will get done today. Now, let's say, for example, I have another project here. I'm going to create a task, for example, check hotels, but let's say the due date was yesterday. Now you see due yesterday and it will be in red, and if we go to the dashboard, it will actually create another tab called late tasks, and it will show me that this task was supposed to be done yesterday. So what I usually do every morning is I come to this dashboard, I look at today's tasks, and then I look at my late tasks, right? Oh, okay, so I'm late on this one. So what I usually do is I want to clear this late task, so I always take this and I just move it to today. And now what happens is I have a fresh to-do list for today. Okay, so this basically, this way you can organize your daily to-do list. Now, why is this better than using a calendar? We spoke about it last time. A problem with the calendar that once you are behind schedule with a specific task, you lose it inside the calendar. So let's say you had a task last week that you didn't do. Today, this week, you're going to already look at your weekly schedule for this week. So you don't even see the task from last week, right? So a lot of the times you kind of lose track what you've done and what you didn't do. While here, if you missed on a task, you didn't do it, it will remind you. It will put a tab says you're late on this task. I guess a few other things that I use a lot is time management. If you need to track time, how long one task takes, if you want to just keep track, there's a neat feature over here. You might need to pay a little bit extra for it, but there is this feature. So let's say you want to track how long it took you to do this check hotels task. Then you can click here and you see it allows you to to log how much time you spent. So let's say it took us 20 minutes, and we're gonna do log, and then it will put a stopwatch over here. Now, we spoke about calendars. The neat feature here is that you can actually sync this project management tool, all these tasks, and show them in your calendar. If you're using Gmail or a Google Calendar, you can do that, even though it has its own built-in calendar over here. But if you are already using a calendar, maybe you use like an iPad calendar from Apple, or you use Google's calendar through Gmail, you can actually sync this all these tasks and to show up in your existing calendar, the one you use. So you just need to go to settings, and I believe it's located under integrations. Or no, under calendar, and you go here, options, iCal. Yeah, so you just go under calendar, and then you go to iCal feeds, and just copy this text and add it to your calendar. If you need it, just let me know and I'll show you exactly how to do. But it's probably something you've done before, just to add a calendar to your to add another calendar to your existing calendar. So that can be neat too. So you will open your regular Google Calendar, for instance, and you'll see this task right there appearing for today. So that will be very useful as well. A couple other neat features here. One of the ones that I started using recently that are also very useful is if you want to estimate how long tasks take. Sometimes it's problematic because like we can create a to-do list that is 20 items long, but each item takes an hour to do, and we want everything to be done today. Of course, it's not realistic. So let's say I do, let's say take this task, log weekly check-ins. I know that it takes me half an hour to do. So on this, in this software, there is this option here to add an estimate. So what I would do is I know it takes about 30 minutes to do it, and I would add just some extra time for it, 45 minutes. And let's say prepare fun activity. This is another task. I'll need a couple hours for this. All right, so now for all these tasks, I have a total estimated time. If I go back to my dashboard, let's see. All right, so let's say these tasks don't have, but let's say I'm looking at a task list, right, for this specific list. It will actually show how long it will take to do. Right? So that can be very neat. So even for today, let's say you have today's task list, you want to do check hotels, and I know I have only 5 or 6 hours to work today. So I would say estimate that it takes 2 hours here. This one will take about an hour to do, and this one will take another 2 hours. So now what happened is I actually have an estimated amount of time I'll need for today. And if I see that I actually have more tasks with more time required than I have, then I would need to reschedule it, maybe move the due date a little bit. Right? So this feature of estimating time for each task can be really neat. And one more useful feature. One more feature is, let's say by default each project has a lot of options, and most of the time you don't really need it. So what you can do is on the right side over here you see a little gear icon. Just click on it, and it allows you to disable things that you don't need, right? So maybe some of those things you're not going to be using for this project, and not to overwhelm you, you can just kill it. That's it. So now if you go to this project, you see it only shows the tabs that you're actually going to be using. Keep it clean. And the last but not least feature that is really useful, if you're going to use this software beyond yourself, meaning you want to involve other people to help you with your tasks, even for personal tasks, I do it all the time. You can delegate certain things maybe to your spouse or maybe to somebody you work with. This software allows you to add unlimited people to collaborate. So let's say, for example, here I want to work with my wife to plan our vacation, right? And for booking an accommodation, I want her to transfer, I don't know, $2,000 from our vacation fund. Like that, right? Checking account. Okay, clearly. All right, let's keep it like that. And you see right now, I can only select myself over here, right? Okay, so I save it at myself, but what I could do is I actually can go to People tab, right? Right now, it's only me here, and I can add another person, right? Add a new person, and it allows me to actually invite this person to collaborate. I can put her email address over here, and she's part of this one, and it's going to be an account. So when it's an account, she will actually have her own login and password, and then once I assign that to her, she'll be able to log in and manage this task by herself. Another option is, instead of giving her an account, if I don't want that person involved, let's say I don't want her to see, I just want to know for myself that she's responsible for it, I can make her a contact, right? So I would add as a contact right here. And then if I go here, I guess it doesn't allow me to assign it to a contact. So I guess that person needs to be an account in order to assign tasks to that person. Yeah, over here. Right, so if I want to assign a task, then I have to okay. So here I created this user, I turned her into an account, so now I can assign this task to her. Right? So you see now it appears as a different color. So now I know that this will be done by her. And of course I can set a due date for that person, and I can notify by email that this person should, that person will receive an email telling them that they should do this task. All right. So that's it for this tutorial, and I hope you can find it useful and it's not too complicated. Good luck.